We're here in Azkaban of all places. Oh, Dementors. That one I know. Aren't you gonna do your spell that like chases them away? Hello everyone and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. This is part 4. In the last episode we attended herbology class and we also went underneath and snuck into the restricted library. Into the restricted section of the library. And we also snuck into the restricted section. And we also snuck into the restricted section of the library. So we also got the of another adventure, but we also picked up the book and we passed it on to Professor Fig. So now, we shall now proceed on to the 2 quests that I said in previous episode I would do.
After the incident in Hogsmeade.
Professor Black saw an aura bag on Professor Sharp's desk. I bet he knows more than he's letting on about the Goblin Rebellion.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As 5th years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect.
This is my first year.
You will begin this term by brewing a Wiggenweld potion.
At least something useful.
Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor
It's
Sharp.
me.
The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin.
What is he just like? Just gonna sit there and just... Oh, I forgot the guide. It's in the book.
Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients.
Okay. Even motion.
Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
Okay. It's telling me to add, so I'm just gonna add it. Okay. Do a little bit of stirring. Alright. Looks like it's going well.
I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir. Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from
Just
what I hear
better,
of your
man.
recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippin's, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time around.
Right,
My
we have to
parents considered keeping me
collect
home
his
from
stuff,
school
right?
this year
So
after the rumors of a Goblin
Did
Rebellion.
I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
I guess he's asking with a motive, right? But you know, let's not poke too many holes into his questions.
He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion.
Brilliant! You, my friend, have been presented with an extraordinary opportunity. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
Well, you know, don't really want to do this errand for him. I mean, can I get the Fupa feather through other means? But sure, why not? I'll just, you
I'll
know,
get you the Fupa
take
feather,
that,
as long
take
as
it.
you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Fruit feathers aren't that valuable. Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Remember,
Well, let's take the Fupa. Then we need the Ashwinder eggs, dark mongrel fur. And let's pick up his text as well. It's from the oral office. Subject Borgin and Burks. Borgin and Burks had an increased amount of activities outside of ordinary shop hours, particularly in the wee hours of the night, with suspicious deliveries being made to the shop back entrance. Given what we know of the shop's reputation, we are adding more aurors to join those who have already been watching the shop. We are amongst the newer additions. Further instructions to follow. Alright, let's also steal his chest, cause why not? Any other stuff to, you know, take while I'm here? Guess not.
Here's the Fupa feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you! This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Endurus potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
It's gonna explode, isn't it?
Sweet, and... that's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah!
Ooh.
Get it! Again.
Dragon Duck! What happened?
Exploding.
Well done, Gareth.
what now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor again.
All part of my master plan.
Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
Professor Sharp said that Wiggenweld potion can treat injuries. Hope I never need it.
Wasn't expecting that literally to blow up in my face. It was rather brilliant, though. I'd better clean.
Fine job brewing your first Wiggenweld potion. But there are many potions. in the
Revelio.
realm. This is going to be a busy...
My Wiggenweld potion's utter rubbish. Wish I could just replace it with one from J. Pippin's.
Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror. I wish he talked about it more.
I brewed an Endurus potion as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
Let's act ignorant.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Professor.
You will not earn favor with me by failing to take responsibility for your actions. I suggest you heed my warning. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all.
That was an interesting class.
Thanks to you. Wasn't precisely what I had in mind, but it was still brilliant. I appreciate your help. I hope Sharp wasn't too disagreeable when you handed in your potion. Heard him talking about taking responsibility.
It was nothing.
Professor Sharp was annoyed, but we sorted it out. No harm.
Cheers to that. He probably had a good chuckle after we left. Sharp may seem gruff, but I'd bet a few galleons he blew up a potion or two in his day. Best be off. Next time we talk, I promise. Fewer explosions.
Well, I don't really trust the guy already. Alright, let's head off to our next mission, which is to meet Nettie, right? Let me just check the world map. Yep. Nettie. Find Nettie. Right, I'll just travel over there, I'll see you, well, over there. Alright, we're here. On the way here, we have collected a scarf. So now I got a bit more
It
defense.
is good to see you, friend.
Okay. What do you want?
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm
Nah.
alright at the moment.
Let's get.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
Can't see shit.
I've never met Rookwood or Harlow. Perhaps they mistook me for another student.
A bit odd. The two of them pursuing a Hogwarts student so intently. But whatever the reason, you were clearly in danger. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and
I
Harlow
am
are
not
a threat
in
to both
danger.
of us,
I
to all
am
of us.
the danger. Come on,
That's
man.
why I wanted to speak
It's
to
that
you.
simple.
I realized something that day in Hogsmeade. You displayed such courage fighting that troll, and Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matibili-land. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own, and the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well...
All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right, but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Let me just sell my stuff real quick. Sell the unwanted
sir.
stuff.
What do you sell?
Hello, I'm Jalal Semi.
Potion shop.
Any whispers going about the town?
There's a thief on the loose by the name of Katrin Haggerty. She's an ashwinder. She's stealing everything that's not nailed down, and people have had enough. Katrin's hiding in a camp just southwest of town.
Side quest then. Which means I'm not doing it. Well, he is that and he sells potions, so
What do you have for sale?
sell my stuff to him.
What can I help you with today?
Don't really need potions right now, so I'm just gonna leave them be and sell my unwanted gear.
I'll have no trouble selling this. Thank you.
Right.
I hope to see you again sometime.
You probably will never see me again. Anyway, just continue to do what the thief is doing.
They must have come this way. Think!
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
Not too bad.
Students, you can't be serious.
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
There you are.
He's gonna kill him. Oh, you look at your friend, just dead. Oh, so sad. Oh, there's more. Oh, hi. You look cool.
The light go out of your eyes.
Not too bad. You can just, reflect your attack. Collection section, blah blah blah. Your enemy type. Available inside.
Stop right there. Take out. But we can help.
Stupid. I'm not going anywhere.
You'll take this student over my dead body.
Accio. Leviosa. Incendio. Accio.
Oh, it's too far away. Lol, rip.
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Let's talk with the stranger then.
Are you alright?
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
What's your research? But who is this person?
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin. Gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff, brilliant potioneer, has her own shop in Nocturne Alley. She's a travelling vendor. Hears what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
You're a researcher?
Was she researching?
Well, at your service. Historian and archaeologist specialising in Merlin's work and life.
Well, just be nice, I guess.
Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur?
The very same. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an important
What's
component
Mallowsweet?
in getting the trials
Never
to work.
heard of it before.
Mallowsweet?
Yeah.
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his
So maybe
writing.
herbology class.
I
I
had just
don't know.
arrived to test my
Just
theory when I was
sneakily,
so
just take one
rudely
and come
interrupted.
here.
You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me thinking, what if...
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honours? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis.
Sure, I'm actually
I brought a
curious.
trunk chock full of Mallowsweet with me.
Oh,
It's just over
no
there.
need to
by my
steal, I
feet.
guess. No more excitement.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have.
I have the Mallowsweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground.
Huh?
Each trial has these features. Place the Mallowsweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens. My
Okay.
word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory.
Light it on fire?
I am curious.
Incendio.
Merlin's beard!
The flames make the pyre sink.
Okay. Completed.
Merlin's beard! How beautiful!
That's actually pretty cool.
What
Okay,
a day.
what's
I can
this?
hardly believe it.
Oh, to speak to her.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require Mallowsweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
And do be careful out here. Now, I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
That's a great idea. Let's go to somewhere safe. Alright, next mission.
Portrait in our common room wants to talk to you. It's Eldritch Diggory. He used to be the Minister for Magic, I think.
Oh, okay. Let's head back to Hogwarts then. For the next mission.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldridge Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment Program, at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book and the pages?
Yeah, exactly.
We portraits here more than you might suspect, and most of us
Most?
can keep a secret.
So who cannot keep a secret?
Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Sure, yeah, sure.
I'll do whatever I can.
Wonderful. I am pleased to have been right about you. My great niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
Yeah, let's ask all these questions.
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great niece can tell you more.
Can you tell me more about your great niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
It's a bit unfortunate, but you know, stuff happens.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there soon, I hope.
Sure. After I eat a cake. Right, let's head over there. Okay, so I just make him take 4 damage or something? That works, okay.
Your blood's on Ranrock's hands.
Upper Hogsfield is being terrorised by Ranrock's loyalists.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now.
Okay, let's do the mission.
Shane Bardolph thought dark
In the house, right? So, there we go.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
The Thistle and the Badge. Helen Thistlewood, Reflections of the Former Aura. Retirement isn't what I expected. I enjoy the leisure time, of course, but I do miss the excitement of hunting magical fugitives. I know you're not supposed to admit that you actually enjoy the turmoil associated with the job, but how can you feel anything other than exhilaration when chasing a Ukrainian iron belly through a Muggle city, and then obliviating all of the Muggles who saw you? Or foiling a dark wizard's plot to take over the ministry with an army of Chinese chomping cabbages, with only a single basket of bouncing bulbs. When the ministry finally makes all of my old cases public, my neighbors will never look at me the same way again. Old Madame Thistlewood down the lane is the one who put that nasty brute so-and-so in Azkaban? For now, I can merely insinuate. lest I divulge something confidential. I would hate to force my former colleagues into locking me away in Azkaban. Not an appealing thought. Well, I suppose I should check on my garden. The bluebells have been struggling this season. And also steal a bit of money. One more letters. Dear sister, it's been some time since we've heard from you. How are things in the ministry? We continue to think of you and hope that you're doing well. You'll be happy to know that we've made our peace with your decision to be an aura. As dangerous as it is, you must live your life and follow your path. You are doing so in the service of the wizarding world. I am proud to call you sister. I must inform you of something that you may find curious. It seems a troll has taken up residence in the train tunnel near town. The poor thing's most certain to learn a tragic lesson about the fundamental velocity of locomotives. Right soon. Eddie Thistlewood. Okay. Steal more money. What else? Anything else? More letters. The Thistle and the Badge. Helen Thistlewood, reflection of a former aura. I have a lot of time these days to reflect upon my career. I wonder if the good we did balances out the mistakes we made along the way. Did we always catch our criminals? No. Did we sometimes put away the wrong person? It's possible. Is that an acceptable risk when it comes to preserving the well-being of the wizarding world at large? I like to think so. But then, I'm not innocent witch mouldering away in Azkaban. If I were, then perhaps I should feel differently. It is a quandary without solution, or at least not one that I am likely to solve. This is the problem with retirement. It leaves one with too much time to dwell upon bygone problems. But there's nothing one can do about it. Oh, and my bluebells died. Bluebells died? Oh, another one. Okay, I'm still dwelling upon my big hypothetical from the other day. I always made certain that I could defend my decisions before the Weisinger mode, should the need arise. I was required to do on this rare occasion, and it was never a pleasant experience, no matter how confident I was. Despite what some might believe, the ministry is far from omnipotent, and when I hung out my badge, I left quite a few unsolved cases. If I had all the time in the world, I doubt I could solve them all. But should the opportunity arise to revisit one and correct any mistakes I made, I would certainly take it. That is the only way to rest easy about my career. Never hesitate to fix mistakes, especially if they are yours to begin with. I fear that in our haste to mete out justice, we may inevitably become the vehicle for injustice. I fear this especially for myself. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Oh, and I'm through with gardening. I need a new hobby. New hobby it is.
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And do you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
Oh, sure. I want to see Azkaban, so...
What a horrible story. If you think I can help, I'll come with you.
This
Yep,
is
of course I'll go.
news. You are to be commended for
See
your
Azkaban,
kindness
so I'll
and
go.
bravery. Fortunately, being a retired Auror has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Sure. Well, let's talk about the prisoner.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
About the ghost.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Very well. Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment.
We're here in Azkaban of all places. Oh, Dementors. That one I know. Aren't you gonna do your spell that like chases them away? Finally. Didn't know it does that.
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. This isn't a place for loitering.
Of course I'll follow you.
I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
I'll use my wand.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you.
You don't They teach you so little of what you should know of.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Who's there? Why torment me further?
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Okay.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
No, I just want some information. Yeah.
From Hogwarts.
Just
I
give
found
it
the
to me.
book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages.
No, it rhymes.
Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggy Field.
Oh, Hoggy Field?
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield?
Field! Ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins? Near Upper Hogsfield? I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book.
Right.
Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
What? How can I save her if she's gone?
But Madam Thistlewood, Alright. I'll find it.
Right, let's go find it then.
Cave.
Okay, I assume we go into this cave. Oh, we're also inside the Forbidden Forest.
This must be the place Anne told me about.
Right.
No one's been here for ages.
That I can agree.
Revelio. Accio.
Some kind of puzzle, I assume.
Levioso. Accio.
And I push it back, right?
No, that's not.
Right? Next side.
I see how this goes. Accio. You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind?
Now you just...
Incendio.
Doesn't this burn this? Okay, I can't go through this. Let's go through. It's clue. My dearest Anne, well done. You've solved my puzzle. I knew you were a kindred spirit and the only one with whom I can truly share my adventures. Meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest as soon as you can, and I'll show you the map that I mentioned. There is no telling where it will lead us. I found it on the pages that Peeves ripped from the secret book, and no one seems to be able to find. I haven't any idea what lies ahead, but I'm glad to know I shall share my future with you. This is the only beginning. This is only the beginning, Richard. P.S. I'm terribly glad you found this, as I would have gone on alone if you did not. And what fun would that be?
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
Oh. Let's bring them.
Accio.
Ah, nice. More gear. Now I look even more ridiculous with the face mask and all. Yeah, I look absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's head out.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw? I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired Aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves. And then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best for her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
Well, let's not be. I do not even know whether to blame him, so I'm just gonna say the first option.
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently, on a whim. I must speak to the aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He has a penchant for wrecking things. Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. Found them on the floor outside the library where he discarded them. Not my luckiest find, all things considered.
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your head?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do find yourself in a cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Right,
Castle
main
must
quest.
have been quite stately in its time.
Main quest 4 was 6. I can do talent, right? Not yet. What's the next quest? I need to learn the disarming charm before I can follow. Oh. Annoying. Anyways, let's take a look at the quest. Need to learn Expelliarmus. Alright then. Need to learn the dodge. Need to dodge 10 times total, and of which I've dodged 6 times. So time to find some enemies to fight.
Back for more.
Yes.
10. Right, let's head back to school.
Sure, are we?
I hope you were able to take care of everything I had asked you to do.
Yep, I've done all of that.
Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments.
Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter. Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand. Good work.
Okay.
The dummy is here if you wish to stay and practice.
Oh, dummy has a weapon now. So I can just simply equip this. Let's choose on this one for now.
Expelliarmus!
You seem to have the right end of the stick, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save
Accio.
Right, now we have learned the disarming charm, Expelliarmus. I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, we will progress with the quest that's called Jackdaw's Rest. So continue that mission. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next episode. Goodbye.